And now we will share very quickly. Unfortunately, time is not enough to do it with more detail, but the invitation is first to know it, and secondly, to deepen. We will go very quickly. We will share. Can we project two our artworks that are available for you? Two pieces that have to do with this conversation that we had this morning. The work in partnership with the network, the partners network. I think that you know this. This is the transmedia of the Truth Commission. For those of you that don't know it, this is how it looks like. Go visit www.commisiondelaverdad.co. In here you will find the contents of the chapters and many other and much con and content of the Truth Commission process. We will stop now. I will share two thoughts. First, this one, which is the file of the truth clarification. When you visit this content, you click on mass or plus, see more. It deploys. This content is deployed, and you can visit by word. We will search Putumayo. You can enter the word related to the exercise of the Truth Commission exercise. You can put a year, the name of a territory or an armed group, and you will find all the public records that the Truth Commission had access to for the clarification exercise. And to the right, sorry, up on the top, you can choose if you want to see videos, documents. I cannot see with the light, audio, or cartography. You can classify them to retrieve that information. All the material that was consolidated by the Truth Commission is public access material, and it is today available for everybody. We have said that the truth that we deliver in the Commission, our report, is not the truth, it's not the unique, the ultimate thing, but we want to make it available for society, the contents that we had available for you so that you can access this. This content is, if there is a colleague that correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm telling you misinformation, I think that 30% of the content that we have in files is public, and that's the one that is found here, hosted in Transmedia. We wanted to know this. We wanted you to know this. And in the next tab,
Más. Entonces,
we click on Mass. This Transmedia, what is it? It has what we did, our work, but we left an additional tab with what comes next. What we did was just a beginning that resumes our processes, but we wanted to continue. The Truth Commission understood that the next steps were these five components.
de ellos,
Four of them are by decree. The decree that created us said that you must create a monitoring follow-up committee. The decree that created the Truth Commission said this is the comprehensive, and the unit of search of missing people will continue, and hopefully they continue with the legacy of the Truth Commission in terms of the mandate. We won't convey a wrong message that they will continue doing what we did, but they will resume all of the results and processes that the Truth Commission carried out to incorporate in their own duty. The decree that created the Truth Commission said that the conclusions will be displayed in the National Museum. Once we have their hall, we have been assured that we will have an exposition there, a display. And the decree that created us said that the files that we would consolidate will be delivered to a custodian agency, said by, as Vladimir said before, very quickly, HEP will be the owners, and with the district file or archive will manage these files delivered by the in physical mode by the Truth Commission. The Truth Commission understood the decree and implemented it, but in the beginning we have a political conviction, and is that what comes next is the work that we had done with our partners. This component, either it is not in the project, in the decree that created us, has been one of the decisions that we had from the beginning, And that's why it's part of this day today. As we said in today's beginning, these days, yesterday and today, are intended to create that bridge with the legacy and sustainability of the legacy. Here you can get into the details to discover the information. We are still loading information. Within this grid that we have at the beginning, there is a tab, who we work with. There is an education tab, has education resources. This tab, con quien lo hicimos, who we did it with is as we say, we cannot achieve that much without partners. This is an invitation to navigate it. We have partners according to the time, in which year we had these new partners. We had partners according to the type, civil society partners, academia partners, public institutions partners, and other typology. We have uh, partners by regions, who we work with in the Caribbean, in the southern Andean region, and we have partners by topics. As you know, in the Truth Commission, we work several topics. To create this piece, we narrowed it down with to five categories, five group of topics. So there you can see it.
Ejemplo, o dos.
Let's see one or two examples on how this works. And this, for what? Not only for to pay tribute to the partners, but also to promote coordination, meeting, synergy between all those that remain. Let's double check the Magdalena Medio networks. You can see the name. In the name, you see Magdalena Medio, and you can identify it on the map. We were cooperating in 2019, 2020, and 2021, and it says what topics did we work together. Wide and plural hearing. What do we understand by wide and plural hearing? Social and political dialogue. You know that we have a big component ongoing social dialogue that help us to have many partners, but also to engage the partners with the process of the Truth Commission and the differential approaches. We have the description there and the strengthening and the institutional strengthening. There we have the information of the partner. We have all the partners that we have in exile. There you will find them by countries. And
Es que podamos entender
the purpose is to understand the processes that took place in the territory and by topic, what support, what assistance from which partners we had. Let's take a look at another example.
tenemos aquí a nuestro aliado, el embajador que nos...
We have the ambassador that joined us yesterday behind the scenes in the Truth Commission, the ambassador of the European Union delegation with us since 2018 to 2022. We are missing, as you see, we are still finishing to update the piece. It doesn't have the information of the countries, but we had support all over the country by the European Union and in some places somewhere else overseas. When we click on exile, it leads directly, the transmedia takes us to the exile piece of information, which countries, which partners, and all the narrative of the exile piece. It's interconnected in such a way that we can browse it, visiting partners by topics, by regions. If we are with a partner that says Caribbean and we click on Caribbean, it would take us to the Truth Commission piece in the Caribbean. Transmedia allows this. Nico, let's keep it there. Partners through over the time. The colors of the partners represent the typology of the partners. You have civil society, public institutions, and as the time goes by, we increase the number of partners. This we wanted to share this solution for you to browse it, to visit. And hopefully, this is an incentive. This becomes an incentive, an aid to promote coordination and the promotion of the legacy. This was the first piece. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the second one, and I will introduce it, and I will open the floor to this that we will share now.
como tal, pero por lo menos
I don't know if this is the piece as such, the solution as such, is is something that we want to share. The result of a group of partners that was working with the Truth Commission from the beginning, and approximately 8 months ago, I believe, in the Truth Commission, we were asked who will continue calling the partners when you are no longer. Some of the people here had the chance to connect, to join a session that we call the Fridays Conversations with Partners. 3 months ago, we proposed to have conversations with the partners about different topics to prepare the grounds for the arrival of the report, to promote sustainability, etc. And we were asked, we thought, to create a tool that allows the partners to remain connected. We did a survey. There was a good response. People said we would like to be part or to be connected through a piece digital solution to connect when you are not we are no longer. And at the moment when the commission started toward that solution, a group of partners approached us and said that they wanted to create a similar solution. I believe that meant for the corporation and partners cooperation team some free Saturdays and Sundays, because we decided to have the partners to create the solution and not ourselves, as we were working on all the things we had to work in such a way that the solution that we will see now is a solution by the initiative, out of the initiative of the partners, which at that time matches something that we had identified before, which is the need to maintain coordination and dialogue, meeting either even in a virtual online space of those who had joined so far to the Truth Commission. With that preamble, Malva, Santiago, let's share this initiative, which is an initiative from the partners and an invitation to all of you here.
Buenas tardes a todos.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you to the Commission for the space. Thanks to Tatiana, Maria for all the organization of this day.
Queremos presentarles una
We want to introduce an initiative that emerges from a group of partners of the Commission that have been working in the territory from different perspectives, approaches, supporting the work of the Commission.
Seremos hace parte
Seremos, or we will be, is part of this collective work and emerges from a question that it's being considered in the last report delivery meetings. What will we do now that the Commission will end its duties? What is our responsibility as partners who are in the territory? What is the responsibility with organizations? And how to coordinate that work that has been happening in the territory since the beginning of the Commission.
surge también un poco
It comes also from the research. The Commissioner Carlos Barenstein said yesterday that interpretation of the commissions in Latin America, that review that took place for the work of the Commission, we did an exercise, a similar exercise, both of the work of the commissions, but also the work that continued after the commissions. We found three main characteristics vis-a-vis that review. The first one is that the most of the recommendations, the most of those reports mentioned the importance of creating a state institution, a special institution to resolve the crimes that were considered in the Truth Commission. Colombia has an advantage that there is an institution, the Special Peace Jurisdiction. In the second hand, those recommendations mention the importance of the state to recognize the report, to recognize the recommendations, and to commit to comply with them. That is an advantage. From Sunday, we have complied with in Colombia. And a third element, part of our job, it's how to continue this work, how to coordinate this work from the organizations with the accounts, with the legacy that is being collected. What we found in the commissions in Latin America, especially, is that it doesn't depend only upon the commissions, the committee, the monitoring and follow-up committees that were put together, but also the work in the territory, the work of the organizations. Our main purpose is aimed at coordinating that work, at doing monitoring the actions of the organizations, the base organizations, to happen from the mobilization, from social mobilization in regards to the legacy of the Commission. This is an initiative that seeks to create a social platform to connect those actions and where this dialogue will take place. We have an advantage. There is an important work from the Truth Commission in the networking. We want to have to start from this networking and propose it as a dialogue after the commission or post-commission dialogue.
En cuanto a los objetivos específicos,
As for the specific goals, we focused on three. One should be one should address the follow-up recommendation, not just the follow-up of the compliance, not just responsibilities, but what happens in the territory, what is done in the territory vis-a-vis the recommendations. How are they understanding the recommendations in social mobilization? The second goal has to do with dissemination and ownership of that legacy, and it has to do, of course, with education. How is that legacy understood? What is the legacy currently? And of course, the networking coordination of all those actions. Thank you, Malva. Well, what are we going to do and what do we want to deliver? Basically, this goes through technology. So first of all, we created a solution, a digital solution that is available for those social leaders and organizations. What is the connection? What connection is seeking? Through that coordination of stakeholders, organizations, social sectors, public institutions in the territory, we can generate that coordination of resources and achieving synergy. What is the purpose of this? The transformation that we are seeking from this initiative is a social change, a real social change. We understand that the ownership process and transformation process that emerges from all the delivery of the Truth Commission with the interpretation of the grave yesterday, now we start this changing and transformation process that the grave barely calculates in 17 years, studying the impact of other commissions in the world. We decided to take over that challenge. If the shot is long, let's consider 17 years, but the matter is how to produce synergy in the territorial stakeholders.
Opera todo esto.
How does it work? We have proposed a stage scenario. The first stage is the data management. First, to know who does what and where. Those organizations, those efforts in the territory that are happening in the territory, and to be able to identify, according to the recommendations, those dispersed, segregated actions of the society. What are they doing? Here we can start to have the second level of information measurement. First level, you collect data, you organize the data, and secondly, you manage the information and present the information. At this point, knowing what organizations are working in which territory in a specific approach based on a specific recommendation can start to weave coordination efforts and synergy efforts. In the second stage, we are thinking, manage information, how can we generate those action and demobilization mechanisms, that synergy and resources compatibility. How can we achieve this with different actions in the territory? In that network of partners, how does it operate in the territories? And third, how does the civil society and the social organizations start to identify a critical roadmap for implementation of the recommendations keeping in mind that they are part of a historical transformation process, how the society becomes part of the construction. Third stage, we have proposed. Once all of this has been consolidated, all the above is consolidated, we should give maintenance and sustainability all of this, the transformation actions that the society undertakes in the territories. Basically, this the stages that we see first coordination. Right now, this platform is immediately operating. The invitation is to join for everybody. We say the more we are, the more we will be, and that's quite a bit the idea. This is the tool, but the transformation and change process belongs to everybody. Thirdly, the dissemination scenario. We are proposing in 1 year dissemination and third, the maintenance by the civil society. We know that as the time goes by, we require more effort and therefore and the promotion by everybody. What is the added value of this an exercise of this dimension? First, education, appropriation, and dissemination of all the tools and methodologies and materials delivered by the Commission, which is something that we have described as it can unfathomable. It's unfathomable for a human being. It's too much material. The idea is to manage it to be appropriate. X organization in the Y territory. What topic are they working on? They need this material so they can find it accordingly. Secondly, a coordination of mobilization actions for the support of implementation of such recommendations. If we have too much work and separately, we believe that if we join together, we can do more. How to promote synergy in those mobilization scenarios given the recommendations. Thirdly, there is a social follow-up topic that we have called civilian participative. One thing is the implementation of the recommendation. This should happen. And second one, the boost by civil society. And the eyes that we all, the organizations, will have to monitor if this happens or not. Fourth, there is an applied knowledge issue. We are talking about an observatory. How do you take all this information and perform critical analysis and propose hypotheses, and you contrast the hypothesis, rebuild, and generate applied knowledge from this exercise? Or a newsletter where the actions made by everybody can be made visible, and an geographical information system appertaining to the actions taking place in this territory, for example, for public policy management. Fifth, I am lost. The co-management of resources. And resources, we understand several different types of resources: human, technical, technological, financial resources. If we all join together around one action, we can gain efficiency and effectiveness. And sixth point, there is a pertaining action according to the specific efforts that each one is contributing. How can we be part? As I said, we are finishing the development of the platform. This will be released soon. The domain www.seremos.co. If you want to join this exercise, you are welcome. We have the email contacto@seremos.com. Who is part of this exercise so far? We've been running a lot with tenderness to have an appropriate solution today and to be responsible with the historic process. We have Intercultural Institute of Javeriana University of Cali, Viva Ciudadanía, Open Memory, and Avina Foundation. This is a wonderful work team, and I take advantage to tell you that I love you all. That's the initiative. Hopefully this will be useful. It's open, it's for the processes. Thank you very much, everyone.
Gracias. Gracias, Malva. Gracias.
Thank you, Malba. Thank you, Santiago, for being here. Thank you to all the partners. This is an invitation to join the platform.
Ella y él van a estar acá todavía.
He and she will be here all the time for additional questions, comments, and it feels so good to have all this scaffolding, and this just doesn't, the commission doesn't goes away. A victim said, "Who said that this is fading away? If the Truth Commission is all of us, this continues. This is our process." She was so sweet. She said, "You all from the Truth Commission that remain, that are jobless, come to the territory because we have a lot of work for you. We have work for you. This is a clear example.